Hello, everybody. This is your professor once again, Danny Reneta Cabulay, for the course Strategic Management. So we're now in week number 10, and we will talk about uh, how to develop your action plan and your budget, which is part of your action plan, and risk assessment. So to formulate action plans, let's look at the different parts of an action plan and why do some action plans fail. Okay, basically, ang isang action plan ay isang table or matrix, and it has several column headings. First, there's the goal or the objective, what you want to achieve. So this could be one of your goals, no, that you set earlier. And then the activity, specific event, specific task, or thing that you want the company to implement. Details, explain what is to be done, and then who's in charge. Maybe it's a vice president or the general manager or a department head. And then the time frame from beginning to end. So try to identify a specific time frame. And then the budget. You have to estimate. This is just an intelligent assumption or guess. How much do you think will you need to implement that particular activity or task? So you will achieve the goal that you want for the company that you're examining, okay? And then finally, what will be the output or outcome? Like for example, what will be the new scenario? Okay, so the outcome is basically the new scenario. So there are several examples that I've given in this particular PowerPoint presentation, okay? For example, the objective is to generate annual savings of 2.9 million. So the activity is to computerize the entire operation. So you acquire a new fully interface system. Okay, so who's in charge? The CFO and the IT manager. Okay, so this is implementable between January and May 2023. And then the budget is 5.6 million. That's the cost of the software and the training. Okay, and the hardware to be acquired. And at the end of the day, you will have faster service and lower operating costs. Another possible objective would be to revitalize the entire sales and marketing team kasi marami nang matatanda dun sa department na yan. So yung iba magre-retire na, yung iba naman magre-resign. So the activity is to reorganize the entire department, the sales and marketing department. So you're going to hire 3 new managers and 8 account executives, puro bago, to replace the exiting employees. So dalawa na lang siguro yung matitira na luma, okay? So who's in charge? The HR and training manager, because after hiring the new people, they need to be oriented and trained in the culture of the company. And then maybe you can implement this between February and March 2023. So that's 3 months of recruitment and training. And then the budget is about 45,000. You will advertise, okay? The outcome is improved sales productivity. Another example is if you want to generate 1.1 million of savings and you want to implement an integrated payroll system, maybe this is going to be biometrics, okay? So you can come up with a fully interfaced from timekeeping to ATM payroll. So in charge will be the CFO and HR manager. Time frame, January to February. You're only given 2 months to implement it. And then 250,000 is the budget. Outcome, faster and more accurate payroll processing. That eliminates many complaints from employees. And then another objective could be annual net savings of 250,000 on recruitment cost, because you want to implement a succession planning program. So here you want to train 10 to 15 managers who exit per annum, and then in charge would be the HR manager. This will be implementable whole year round from January to December 2023. You will spend about 700,000. And the outcome is higher retention rate and managers and supervisors will be happier. And then the last batch of examples would be increased market share by 15%. So you're gonna buy the competitor. Bibilhin mo yung kalabang company. So details, it's about 22.8 million acquisition cost of competitor X. Bibili mo si competitor X. Who's in charge? The legal counsel and the CFO kasi babudgetan siya. Okay? And you will prepare the contract. Okay? So the time frame is May to August. You're given about 4 months to implement this. Okay, May, June, July, August. And then 23 million to include the legal fees. And expenses during meetings. Outcome, you will have a market leadership position from the original 24% you had, and now you're buying the competitor, which is a 15% market share. So you'll have a total of 39% market share, and you could potentially be the #1 company in the industry. Finally, you want to generate annual incremental revenues of 22 million by developing a new product. Okay, so product X to be launched in the market to compete with other existing brands. So who's in charge? The VP for marketing. You want to implement this in March 2023, 1.31 million for product launch and advertising. And the outcome will be increased market share, diversified product portfolio. So you see, why do some action plans fail? Well, because sometimes companies fail to monitor their activities. Or maybe they're not realistic, or they're not congruent with the strategies. Yung mga kanilang gagawing activities, walang kinalaman sa strategies na kanilang pinili. Okay? And there is no assigned responsible person. Nagtuturoan sila kung bakit sila pumalpak. Okay? So walang accountability and responsibility. Or the implementers deviate radically. Binabago nila yung mga original plans. And finally, implementers do not believe in the action plan. Gawa sila ng gawa ng plano, and yet they do not believe in it. Wala silang believe sa kanilang ginawa. Okay? That's a major problem. So how do you formulate a budget? Well, maraming klase ng budget, no? Pero tignan natin ano ba yung mga challenges when you prepare the budget. Well, sales budget, magkano ang gusto mong kitain for the year, okay? Operations budget, magkano gusto mong gastusin for the year? And then capital expenditure budget, ano yung mga assets na gusto mong bilhin? Gusto mo bang bumili ng bagong building? Gusto mong bumili ng mga lupa? Gusto mong bumili ng mga companies? You want to buy equipment? You want to modernize the facilities? You want to upgrade? You want to renovate? You want to construct a new building? Okay? Those are all CAPEX or capital expenditure budget. Okay? Now, ano ba yung common issues pag gumagawa tayo ng budget sa mga companies? Number 1, who knows how to prepare the budget? Kalimitan kasi marunong lang mag-prepare yung VP for finance at saka yung chief accountant. Dapat lahat ng manager marunong mag-prepare ng budget. So, what is the level of financial literacy of managers? Mataas ba o mababa? So, you need to train all of them. Are the managers trained to prepare a budget? That's a good question, no? Who reviews the budget? Okay, assuming na nakagawa na sila ng budget, is the budget acceptable or needs modification? Baka naman bloated masyado yung budget. Okay, maraming fat, excess fat, tinatawag na. No? Tatapyasin niya ng controller. Does the budget have excess fat? That's a question to be answered also. Is the budget sensible and on target? Okay, yan ba yung tamang budget? Is the budget aligned with the action plan and the overall thrust of the company? How will the budget be funded? Saan kukunin yung pera? May pera ba ang company to implement the projects and the corresponding budget to be spent? Okay, 5 klase ng budget style ang ginagamit ng mga managers. Naive forecasting. Yung budget last year, yun din ang budget next year. So that means copy and paste. Huwag niyong gagayahin yon. Yun ang maling klase ng pagbabudget. Ginagawa lang yan ng mga tamad. Okay? Rolling budget, yung budget last year saka this year, dadagdagan lang nila ng 5%, 8%, o kaya babawasan nila ng 2% or whatever. Ang tanong, saan kinuha yung mga percentage na yon? Hinulaan lang, right? So, that's not good. Don't do that. Delphi method, it's a product of consultation. So, this is good, okay? Delphi method is good because you consult the experts or the people who spend the money. Zero-based budget, you only put in the budget what you need. Yung hindi mo kailangan, hindi mo nilalagay. And then finally, flexible budget. Of course, if you achieve 90% productivity or you achieve 80% or 70% productivity, the budget is flexible. So you can save a lot of money if your targets are not met. Okay? But you can spend more if your targets are increased. Okay? So what are the challenges in preparing and implementing the budget? Well, planners and implementers lose focus on the task at hand. Sometimes they overshoot the budget. Masyadong mataas, no? Typical dun sa mga hindi cost-conscious, mga gastador. There are some missing salient parts of the plan. May mga kulang, nakalimutan nilang budgetan. Okay? The segments are not linked to one another. So, hindi sila konektado. The entire plan is not integrated. Difficult to read and comprehensive. Okay? And finally, some items are not monitored and evaluated well. The results are not satisfactory. And finally, there is no opportunity to correct mistakes along the way. So remember, risk assessment and internal controls, maraming klase ng risk, pero dalawa lang yan, generally business at financial risk, okay? So, business risk, ito yung mga normal course of the business. For example, yung mga effects of climate change, competition, etc. So, non-financial decisions in the business, this could mean profit potential losses arising from market behavior and other factors. And this is what you call financial risk. So, this has monetary consideration. Maybe something to do with the cost of money or payback of the activity or project, or debts, mga pautang or utang, credit and collection, okay? So example of a sample risk assessment. So the risk, flood-prone site, what is the probability that it will happen? 65%. What is the control or remedial action? Maybe to relocate the business, relocate the building. Nepotism, leakage of trade secrets, fraud committed by cashiers, high incidence of bad debts, rising interest rates, understated payback of new products. So, maraming klase ng mga risk, okay? So, kailangan meron ka lang pangontra. Yun yung mga controls, okay? How do you remedy those problems? So, basically, the risks are the potential problems and the controls are the potential solutions, okay? As easy as that. Kayang-kaya nyo yan. So, at the end of the day, if you are a strategic planner, you wear 6 hats. Your red hat to conquer your fears, your white hat to have basis for all your decisions, your yellow hat is the optimistic mind, your blue hat is where you're very systematic, your green hat is your creative side, and your black hat is the pessimistic side. So you see, you have to wear all your 6 thinking hats. At the end of the day, I hope you enjoyed this semester as much as I did, teaching you strategic management in the tourism industry. Bye!